down to the baseline.
Hello, beautiful people. We are back again. Tell someone, to all your friends. Girl, the Angela Rashay Show is about to start. We are back for another review of the production of Season 6, Episode 7 of Chasing Atlanta. Honey, Chasing Atlanta Forever. We're going to get into some things. We're going to list off all of my favorite and least favorite of the edits, moments, where I saw the production wheels turning in the show, and we're going to discuss some. So kick back, relax, go ahead, watch some stuff, and then go ahead and get in the comment section if I notice some things that you noticed, and you're like, oh, girl, I seen that too. Or if you notice some things that I didn't notice, go ahead and get in the comment section, be like, well, did you see this edit? Or did you catch this? Or ask me about something. I might have missed it. We could talk about it. Now, before we get into this, I'm going to be honest with y'all. I liked this episode. This episode gave me very much filler episode with like a little bit to it. So we appreciated that. So nothing bad there, but it definitely gave a little more filler than anything outside of, Jatwan being mad at Oliver, which I think is the real storyline piece that was being pushed in this episode. Outside of that, it was just a collection of things people are doing, which is cool. We love to see it. But this episode was very much a little more filler, in the sense that a lot of the things happening did not revolve around the group. They revolved around individuals. So let's get into it. We're going to knock these out one by one. But before we get into it, I'm going to go over something because I was kind of rewatching some of my old videos. And I want to start doing this thing where I end up repeating myself, especially about scenes that are clean. As you've been watching my reviews, you know clean is a good thing around here. We like a good clean edit. That means that everything is flowing well. The camera shots are good. We're not looking at weird angles up people's noses, nothing like that. The editing is smooth and concise to where the story and the conversation is flowing at a pace that the viewers will want to see it. And I'm not talking about you messy hoes that only want to see fighting and carrying on. I'm talking about regular viewers who want to see a full range of things. So for the other people, you might consider a scene boring because you're only looking for fighting and reading and all of that other stuff. However, when we say clean, we just mean from a production standpoint. It does not look like somebody is in the background pulling the strings, nor does it look like just a bad set. So there are a couple shot, quite a few scenes in this episode where I'm going to just say it was clean and I'm going to move on. So if I say that, that's what I mean. We're not going to go back and forth through it 1.5 million times, no more. So let's jump right into the episode. First, we open up with Kendra and Berlin talking about the situation where Berlin was... where she felt like she was discriminated against at the airport. The scene was clean. What I will say though, shout out to Kendra, because Kendra is a gem when it comes to having to do green screens to the moment. Because she's gonna give you her real, because she's always so real. It's easy for her to tap back into that real feeling, because when she jumped into that green screen, it was like, okay, you need to go talk to him because this ain't got nothing to do with me. We all felt that. So, shout out to Kendra for always giving that energy. We love you, girl. Also, shout out to you for pulling off that short hair still. You look good. Anyway, that scene was clean. No production craziness there. We're going to move on. Next is Rico and Tonka talking about their music. This scene, clean. Nothing crazy. Shout out to Rico and Tonka. They know how to turn it up. They know how to get into that green screen and do what is needed and give the editors some stuff to work with. Shout out to them for a clean but fun scene. Next is Neek and Tony. Clean. Moving on. King Kane and his podcast. Clean. Moving on. Because really, again, this is a filler episode. So a lot of these scenes, clean. And we move it on. Next, we have Seven and Willa. I have to commend y'all for this scene. This scene involved everything people would want. Everything people would want, right? You got Willa and Seven being vulnerable. You got them, being a little funny, a little shady, not too much, nothing crazy, just a little ha-ha, kiki cackle, which we appreciated. There was personal stories being told about Seven and her relationship with her family. There is work being done because we get to see Willa actually doing her chase. We know she does the hairs, honey. And we got a fun callback to the fact that everybody saying the Seven can't pay for stuff by her giving us this whole, I paid for it and we went and got the nachos. So shout out to this scene because cumulatively, it really held everything everybody is always asking for in one scene. So shout out to that. Just so we all know, it can be done. You can be funny, entertaining, heartfelt, and a little messy in one scene and get away with it. So shout out to them. But we're gonna move on because I promise y'all this one's not going to be a long review. We're not gonna be here too long today. Not for this filler. Next we get to Troy and Oliver. This was cute to get to see them talk to each other. Clean from a production standpoint, clean. They talked finally, thank God. Oh my goodness, if you've been watching the show for a while, you know last time they was down to the golfing, the therapy wasn't working. So this time, luckily, the therapy was working. Shout out to them. We appreciated this. It was cute. Next scene was Tonka and her family. I have to give this. Whoever edited in the part and making sure that we heard the part where Tonka's mother said, well, that's the energy you always gave, so that's what I just call you. Shout out to how you set that between the background music, the pacing. I think it hit everybody just right. We all felt what she said and what she meant when she said that, and it felt so powerful to hear someone's mother say that to them in our community. So shout out to y'all for giving us that moment because we really appreciated it. It was cute. It was good. Outside of that, the scene was what? Clean. And we love that. Yes. Filler episode. Lovely stuff. Moving on. Next scene we got is Taiji and Rico. His ex-man. But in the scene, it's my man. Shout out to them in this scene. This was clean. I will say this felt a little. It was mostly clean. There were some parts of this that felt uncomfortable, and I don't know where it came in. I feel like it is. There was a different energy between Rico talking to us in the green screen versus the Rico who was sitting there in that man's face. Like the disposition was different. I didn't have a problem with the words, but the energy was different. And I will say this, I'm probably a little tainted in this knowing how this relationship plays out, right? Like I know how this plays out. So obviously I'm looking at this from a different lens, but as a viewer, there was something, and I don't know where this came about, so I'm not going to put this on nobody if this is a production fault or whoever. Well, no, I'm going to blame production because y'all gave this to us, period. The emotions of that scene did not make sense. It felt very discombobulated. The Rico sitting there talking to him was not the same Rico in the room, in the green screen, and it was very noticeable. And not necessarily, I mean, how do I put it? Okay, fine, we're breaking it, right? We know that they filmed the green screens much later. Like, much later. So things have happened. They have broken up already. All these other things. To have Rico sitting there telling us this stuff doesn't feel normal, it doesn't feel right, something feels a little off, but if he says okay, it's okay. I hear you. But the Rico we get in every other scene is very much loud in your face and gonna say what he needs to say. That being said, a lot of us act different when we get into that vulnerable space of being with somebody we care about, right? We retreat some of our more aggressive tendencies when we get around somebody like that. So who knows? That could be it. Like I said, from a production standpoint, it felt a little disjointed. But in general, it was a cute scene. It was a very important conversation that needed to be had. So shout out to them for that. Now I'm gonna dive into something real quick because I did happen to be present when this happened. This isn't like some secondhand. Somebody came and told me, I witnessed this happen. Now the editor, the editor and CEO, chief, executive producer. That's the title. Lord have mercy, Jesus got so many titles. Anyway, Ondario went live. And while he was live, Tay G, who is the boyfriend to Rico Castanite in this scene, mentioned that he would have loved to have seen the actual song that he was working on in that moment as the background music. Now, Tay, I'm gonna tell you this, and this is not a personal thing against you. This is just how I feel about background music when I'm editing. Uh, and then I'm gonna tell you how I feel about this from a production standpoint. When it comes to background music when I'm editing, I try not to put songs people have not heard before as the background music unless it is fully finished, meaning it is fully mastered, taken care of, and ready. Otherwise, it's going to sound like a demo. We're not really trying to put demos out when you are not a cast member. And this brings me to my production side of this. Teji, I saw you put that in there. I understand as an artist, you want your stuff to be, featured while you being seen. But friend, I need you to know you're not a cast member on Chasing Reality. We are not watching for your success. That being said, let me be very clear when I say, I hope you are very successful in everything you do. I don't even know you, but shout out to you. I hope you are very, very successful. However, you have to understand when you come into a production space as a plus one, you will not receive all the benefits of the invited guests. You will not. You can't. You cannot expect that. That is unfair. I understand how you feel. Oh well, I'm here. Y'all feel me. It's my stuff. I should be able to get my little moment. Baby, you have to cut a check for that. That would be promotion. Promotion does require a check. Now, what you should have did, Tay I'm gonna tell you what you should have did, because Chasing Reality asks people to promote and to buy ad space in their episodes all the time. This would have been the episode, Teji, to purchase an ad space for your music. Give us an introduction of who you are. Just literally purchase the ad space. Get on somebody's iPhone. My name is Teji. I do music. Yada 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 yada. You can find me on Instagram here, here, and here. Come over here and check out this. If you like this kind of sound, here I am. That's an ad. This is what the ad space is for, and that was where you were supposed to be trying to get your shine. Not during the episode. Rico wasn't a part of that song, as far as I know. If Rico not mainly featured, and I do mean so featured to the fact that he got a verse and a half, we will only then be listening to his verse, not yours. So the fact that we got your voice at all, you better say thank you and move on, because it's not about you. And this is not about a Tay thing. This is anybody who is a plus one in a production thing. We just saying this to Tay at the moment because this is who it happened to. But this is a general blanket statement. If you are a plus one, you will not receive the same benefits as the people who are a part of the whole shebang. It's just not happening. So there's that. Hopefully we get the ad space. You go ahead and purchase that and let the people know about your music. Period. Because if you're out here doing your big one, period. And we're gonna move on. Because the next scene is Tonka, Nisha, and Olivera. And then what they call her, Olivera, and Tonka Nisha, and what they call them. These two is out here performing down to the jobs, little event. Shout out to this. Daria, you always do wonderful edits when it comes to people performing. Performance edits really are a staple of yours, that you excel at. So we appreciate and love that. Period. But outside of that, this scene was clean in the beginning, and then, baby, we decided we wanted to learn the comedy edits. Yes, honey, and Dario gave us the comedy edit of the uncleaned up footage of Oliver leaving. And, Dario, you just decided that you were going to be the heard voice this year. You said we're going to hear you this year, honey. Because here we go with you in this damn green screen asking Oliver, now why did you leave when Jatwan was trying to talk to you, even though you told Troy you was going to talk to him? And I hollered because y'all could have edited and made Oliver say that in a way where we didn't have to hear Dario ask the question. But he asked the question, and then we saw Alivisha get into the Uber. Oh, I hollered. That was hilarious. I said, oh, we just decided to get comedy for a second. Okay. That was funny. The rest of the scene, clean. It's, they were talking. Yeah, clean, lovely sound. You know what though? Shout out to y'all because y'all this year y'all outside sound. Every time y'all film outside, it sounds good. It sounds great, and I'm here for it because we all remember Chasing Dallas, where the wind the wind was the main cast member. Lord Jesus, have mercy. Who have mercy on our souls for that one. But yeah, shout out to that because it was nice. And we got another outdoor scene coming up we're gonna get to. But before we get there, we gotta get to this Wussy Mag event. This one I really appreciate. I really like this scene, and here's why. You have two cast members who are queued up for awards, sorry, or nominated. I like the word "queue" a lot. But these two queued up to get these awards. They in competition. Rico and Seven both lose. I have to give credit to how this was edited because this was not edited as a ha ha y'all lost wah wah wah, and it could have been. It could have just been like, oh, y'all sucks, y'all lost, whatever. Instead, it turned into those two just being extremely grateful, and that's what we focused on. So shout out to y'all for turning an entire scene where both cast members lost, both of them, both lost, and it still felt like a win as a viewer. So shout out to y'all for giving us that. Now, on a side note, because I do drag and I get it sometimes, but True Friday, you perform Beyonce in a flat. Sis, was your ankle having problems? Was it like a long weekend? Were we struggling that weekend? Because sometimes it'd be like that. Sometimes you're like, you know what, girl, I'm about to go get these flats, and actually, I can't say that I've ever done that. I've never performed in a flat, and I don't know that I could. But I also don't be bucking around like Drew does. So I have to pay it because I can sit here and say, oh, you did Beyonce in a flat, and she gonna do a jump spin and a split, and say, we'll do that, and I'm gonna look at her and tip around and say, nah. But I was still a little gagged to see her do it in a flat because I've seen her do it in heels. So I was like, girl, what? But that's a little drag thing. That being said, she ain't gotta wear no damn heels. Y'all better leave her alone by some heels. I'm just playing around. So y'all better get out that. Don't come in my comments, or even worse, not even my comments. Please don't come to my Instagram DMs. So almost, I can't believe you said that, girl. I made this joke. I did. I just said it about her. I sure did. Why you do that in them flats? You probably earned a lot of money, and you out here doing your big one, and you're definitely doing your big one in terms of drag outside of me. So I ain't that mad at you. I was just a little confused because I seen you do it in the heels. I was like, oh, what's that? Is that a flat? It's a flat. It's like a wedge. Just keep away. But pay it because she's gonna do a jump split. Pay it. All right. The last scene was the season 3 sit down. This scene was clean. I will say, I wholeheartedly believe post production turned this scene into something that wasn't a lot of awkward silence because, okay, picture it, right? You are bringing together all of these people. You have filmed Jatwan and Troy have a whole issue upon sitting down together. Kendra has been very clear that she wants no chaos with nobody at all. She ain't got no time for it. Great. Then you got Jatwan, who just had an issue with Troy. Berlin, who be really kind of mind her business, and she ride with Jatwan as a good friend. I ain't really that mad at her for that because that's her ride or die. That's her partner. So I ain't mad at her for riding for Jatwan like that. I'm low key with it. Ride for your friend, but check him in private, hopefully, as I do with mine. Um, I just I can only imagine this was awkward. I can only imagine there were a lot of awkward pausing in the raw footage of this. I can feel like there were a lot of looks being exchanged between cast members and production that were aptly cut out because we did not get very many wide shots. Excuse me. Um, so I feel like there was a lot of this going on because it felt like the music and the sound effects made this scene because I was I was uncomfortable. I can't imagine what going into this felt like. And I won't even blame that on any one person. Just in general, this felt uncomfortable. But who knows? It could, you know what, though? I could say that, and it could have just been like the best thing ever, and they all like got along and kikied and carried. But I doubt it. I doubt it. These cuts, I'll tell you what it is. For me, this scene felt like these cuts where I'm using the only bit of footage that I got that I can, because the rest of this got y'all all looking crazy. Because I'm trying to think how many wide shots we had in there, and I don't feel like we had many. And it might have also been because we're in a public place, right? And there's people around, and they didn't want to put other people in the shot. I don't know. I don't know. But something about this felt very, just uncomfortable. Like the whole conversation just felt weird. I can't imagine what filming it was like. But yeah, I'm excited to see what comes next. You know, like we always say, right after um, the filler episode, we usually get a lot of good. So hopefully, just like the last time we had the filler episode, we had a big explosion. Hopefully, we have another situation. We'd have had this filler episode, and then we get a big boom, and we get it going. Now that we done wrapped up the show, that's been my thoughts on the edits of season 6, episode 7 of Chasing Atlanta. If you, like I said before, if you have any edits or moments that you notice, and you're like, oh my God, Angela, you didn't know, make a note of this one, or I caught this, or I'm watching for this, let me know what you catch. What are some of the things that you notice as you watch? If you've been watching along with my reviews, have I ruined watching these shows for you, or have I just changed how you do it a bit? Let me know. Get down in the comment section. Let's talk about it. And as for the future of what I was doing, I know I said last week or 2 weeks ago, I was going to do a video last week where I set it off and then intermingling the 2 episodes, whatever. I took the holiday time for myself, as you noticed, because I really wanted that. I am not sold on reviewing Set It Off quite yet. I got to get through episode 3. And if episode 3 come, I'm going to just drop y'all one big old, here's episode 1, 2, and 3 of my production notes. We're just gonna do that because episode 1, it's gonna be a long video, y'all. Just so y'all know, it's gonna be a video, but I'm actually gonna have fun with it, because from the perspective I like to watch it, Set It Off is fun for me to watch because there are so many things that I can take note of, and not even things that I think are bad. There are a lot of things in there I think are also really well done. There are things that I would personally do differently. But also this is, you gotta remember, this is not my art. This is somebody else's art. So I'm just critiquing it, talking about what I think about it. I am nobody's official. I have not put out nobody's show. But I think I'm gonna get into it. Maybe we'll see what episode 3 give, cause it was fun as a background. I don't know if I'm trying to talk about it yet. We'll see. We'll see. We're gonna pray for him. I'm gonna still watch the whole season. I just don't know if I'm gonna talk about it. But we're gonna get there. With that, I'm gonna get up out of here because we done talked about this one for long enough. Y'all have a blessed day. I love y'all, and y'all be good. Goodbye, beautiful people. I see y'all in the next one. Now I just gotta find that. I can never find this dang on button to get me out of here. Is it this one? No, it's not even that, but ooh, okay, here we go. Bye.